Hey guys, welcome. I'm back and let's try this fight again.
Disgusting asshole! Vampire or not, I'll never be your wife!
Ooh.
How long are you gonna keep watching here?
This is my territory!
Let me go, you bastard!
You're praying!
Disgusting asshole! Vampire or not, I'll never How long are you gonna keep watching here?
Ooh.
Miss Teasdale, are you all right?
How do you know my name? Who are you?
My name is Dr. Reid. I managed to track you down thanks to your father.
So my father really was looking after me. This man, this vampire told me my father was dead. Is it true?
I'm afraid so, miss. I'm so sorry for your loss. But you are free to go, as your abductor is no more.
I suppose my jailer also killed my father, didn't he?
Thankfully, he did not search your father's corpse, where I found his notes describing where he might find you. You should read them.
I must find my father's body. He deserves a proper burial.
Goodbye, Miss...
Alright, so now let's go back to our main quest. And I believe we are at Dawson State or whatever. Apparently shotguns are really helpful. Now then. Okay, so before entering, let's talk to a few of the people over here.
It seems violence and contagious.
Good evening.
Conducting an investigation.
And who are you?
I'm Dr. Jonathan.
I'm Detective Inspector Charles Albright from Scotland Yard. And I don't find your answers convincing. What is a Pembroke doctor doing in the West End at this time of night?
I can't remember the moment when...
I work for the Ascalon Club. Here is my permit to go freely about the city. What can you...
I'm the one asking questions, especially when there's a killer on the loose.
What killer?
I'm not going to discuss that with the civil...
Haven't I told you about the investigation I'm conducting? Perhaps...
All right, without giving you too much information, I'll tell you this. I'm convinced there is a homicidal maniac on the loose, using the epidemic to disguise his kills.
And what about the epidemic? Why are you investigating?
Criminals rarely act in daylight, you know. But
Does the name Fergal ring?
of course it does. Fergal
What are you really...
I told you.
What about the...
I know, it's...
Do you work alone?
Yes. The situation is difficult for the police.
Tell me all you know about that
I'm not even sure there is only one. The wounds are always the same, but the modus operandi varies. Sometimes violent and brutal. Sometimes...
How could different killers inflict the same...
That's my main problem. If my theory is correct, maybe we're facing a group of individuals sharing the same violent tendencies.
Alright.
What are you in...
I have a missing woman, possibly abducted a few nights ago. Louise Teasdale. It seems you already found my other missing person, Mr. Tadao Kimura.
Tell me about Louise.
She's a waitress. Her father reported her missing. We don't have enough men to search for her, sadly.
Do you have any idea where she...
No. But I've...
What are you in... Tell me...
She's a waitress.
Do you...
No.
Do you know...
Who doesn't know the man? I think he intervened personally to put an end to the police strike of last August.
What else can you tell me about him?
Aloysius Dawson is exactly the kind of powerful and influential man who could commit murder and get away with it. With just one phone call.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Too many murders to investigate them all. But they will not be forgotten.
Good evening, sir.
Only.
I'm Dr. Reid. Can I...
Dr. Reid?
Is there anything wrong?
No, it's just... Your name sounds familiar. And your face.
I think I would remember. So I suppose the answer is no.
That's odd. I'm certain I've already heard of you. My name is Pericles Baker. Does that mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not, sir. But it's a pleasure.
The pleasure is mine, I guess. I only wish I could remember...
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Baker.
We are waiting. Waiting for...
And why are you waiting for this person?
Because we need to leave this city.
Why do you want to leave the city?
I'm not really sure.
Can you tell me anything about this district?
As you like asking questions so much, would you allow me to ask...
Please, be my guest.
Do you like this city?
I know we are not living in the most peaceful of times, but I have learned to appreciate London's complexity.
Yes, me too. This city...
But what if we don't like what we find?
Do we ever know who we are?
And what do you do, sir? For a living, that is.
I stopped working when I decided to leave. When I realized what I wanted. Wanted something...
But what were you doing before you took this decision?
Does it really matter anymore? Considering the past seems so pointless to me. I have lived in...
Tell me more.
I just... don't belong here anymore.
Who you wait?
I really can't answer that question, since I don't...
And why is that?
This person is mostly my brother's acquaintance. I don't even know his real name. Only that this man could help us leave this city once and for all.
But why would you need this person's help to leave London?
Well, I thought we should have left this cursed place already, but my brother convinced me to stay a while longer, and...
What can you...
I've heard this is a man who has searched for his place in the world for a long time.
Goodbye, Mr. Bacon. Good evening, sir.
One more
I'm
person.
Dr. Jonathan Reid.
Yes, please. Would you be kind enough to tell...
That's all you need to know.
Well, is it not important to know? As important...
I suppose you're right.
I am Agamemnon Baker. Like my...
May I ask?
I don't know. You should ask my brother and...
You must have your...
From what I have managed to understand, I guess we're supposed to wait here. Waiting for someone to...
What can you tell me?
It's the only place I've considered myself happy.
Why is that?
Because I'm not feeling happy here anymore.
What kind of question is that? What am I supposed to...
The truth. And I believe you just did.
May I ask why you've not gone already?
I believe fear is holding us back. My brother would have said it's laziness, but it's just because he's proud.
What can you tell me about...
He's older than me, I think. But the important thing is that I really hope I'll die before him. Grief would just kill me.
Is that all?
Pericles is very attached to this city, and without my insistence, he...
Who are you?
The more I think about it, the more I believe it's not exactly a person we are waiting...
But what else could it be then?
I don't know. A feeling?
I'm afraid I'm not following you. What kind of trap are you?
Have you ever felt like life trapped you in a...
Trap?
At least it will give us the chance to...
What can you tell?
You should ask that question to my brother instead. Personally, I've not seen Aloysius for many years.
Goodbye. Good evening, Mr. Goodbye, Mr. Beck. I have this thirst for blood. I cannot enter. Good evening, Miss.
Dr. Reid, I didn't know you had returned from the...
Always glad to see a form.
Too long indeed. And as a token of my appreciation, I'll
What can you tell me about?
I'm still managing my shop.
Really? Have I changed that much?
Don't get me wrong, Dr. Reid, you're still...
Tell me more about yourself. No new fiancé?
Who would marry an old bat like myself with a grown daughter and a little business?
Have you noticed?
Other than you coming back to cheer me up?
Does your daughter still worry you, Miss Price? I remember you were often concerned about her health when she was...
Have you not seen Carol since you returned? She's all...
So you're less afraid?
Some things never change. Carol is...
Why would her...
She does not realize how cruel life can be. Maybe I was a bad...
You have every reason.
Maybe you...
Do you know...
Everybody knows him. He's only been to my shop once, though, looking for rare books and other intriguing...
Did he buy something from you?
No, he left quickly. He almost laughed at my goods.
But isn't Aloysius Dawson known...
That was before his brother Robert died in an aeroplane crash.
May I look at your goods?
It's always a pleasure to... Dr. Reid.
Good evening, Miss...
Dr. Reid? Yes, of course. You are the doctor who healed me.
Good to see you too.
Oh, yes. I did not hurt myself recently.
Why are you away?
I am helping my mother in her shop.
I'm sure...
I do the best I can.
Why is what...
Oh, no.
What can you tell...
I don't speak to many people, except our customers.
What can you tell me about...
Some of our regular customers have left London.
Have you no friend?
No,
Does he not come by?
no. Mum said he was weird. Or...
Do you enjoy working?
Oh, yes, Doctor. My mother raised me
Do you remember your father?
No, I was just a baby then.
Do you ever think about getting married?
Oh, no, Dr. Reid. Mum always says I'm still a child who has no idea how tough life can be.
Have you ever met...
Yes, a very strange man.
What do you mean?
He said he was ready to pay good money for rare books. And...
Goodbye, Carol.
Good morning. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
You know...
Carol's gratitude is exemplary. She's...
I'm taking care of my daughter as well as I...
But she'll probably leave you someday.
Why would she leave? Children sometimes...
Goodbye for... Good evening.
My mother...
Dr. Reid.
Goodbye,
I am sorry, I can't help.
It's locked, all right.
Perhaps you should talk with someone else instead.
Alright, so... How do I enter or talk with that? Okay, so let's see. Fully updated and okay, so I don't think I can upgrade anything at the moment.
Dr. Reid.
What are you investigating?
I have a minute.
Tell
She's away.
Do you?
No.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Doc.
Red River, a song in the dark, the whispers of a sun. So many Jonathan Reid. At last we meet. The cards warned me you would visit.
I beg your pardon, sir. Do I know?
Of course you do. Our mutual friend, Dr. Swansea, can't speak highly.
You are the leader of the Brotherhood, are you not?
Primate of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, to be precise. I'm really glad.
The cards told you.
Yes, they can tell me everything.
What can you
I really don't know.
So you see nothing in the stars for me?
Oh, I can tell you many things.
Do the...
No.
Read my foot.
You have been chosen, Jonathan. I see on you the...
Can you read the cards for me?
Are you sure you want to know what they will reveal?
Yes, I am.
It will cost you 150 shillings.
Here is
The Sorceress. A heart-shaped trap built to entangle a loved one. Mirrors on every wall to see her own reflection constantly.
Tell me about yourself. What do you do here?
I'm for most a charlatan. For a few, I'm a vamp.
Some believe you to be a vampire. Who?
The Guard of Priwen, who else? For a time, they sent spies to observe my activities, and they even broke...
Did they steal anything from you?
A personal notebook they quickly took to their headquarters. All they had to do is to look at me. I'm aging. What better and definite proof that I'm not an immortal?
Do you want your notebook back?
If you ever find it, I'd be glad to have...
For how long have you been a primate?
It was 15 years last year.
What do you make of Dr.
Edgar is a brilliant and dedicated man. A man of his time. Sometimes a little muddled, but always looking for...
Can you read the...
Put the money...
Perhaps... How do you measure the amount of blood?
I told you. The guards always tell the...
Is it possible to tell me my future?
A vampire's fate is much more delicate.
All right.
Your heart will bleed back all the blood you drank, but it will not put out the fire your treachery has lit.
I would rather not know. How did you learn about Mary? And spare me the hocus-pocus part.
Swansea told me. Don't look at me like that. His task is to observe and gather information about vampires. He had to tell me about Mary.
She could have survived as a vampire. If only she had given me a chance to explain. If only
Not all vampires accept their new condition. Since...
I could have...
No, Jonathan.
How do you...
I told
Is it...
vampire...
Is there any...
Aloysius...
He's not the only...
True. Aloysius was a member of the Golden Dawn until 1900. Then his thirst for dark knowledge grew. I'm talking forbidden texts. Readings which blackened his heart.
Goodbye, sir.
I rarely wander. Yet it amused the fool and the empress. Again, what are the cards trying to tell us?
Right, that was interesting.
Good evening, Miss Price.
You...
Tell me, Carolyn, do you often wound or hurt your daughter?
No. I always thought it was...
You really believe it's just bad luck and...
Of course, Doctor. What else?
You are responsible for your daughter's many injuries and...
How could I abuse my own flesh and blood?
You really believe you've done nothing wrong, don't you? How long has this been going on for? I should have seen it when you...
Seen what? Child abuse? Are you mad, Dr. Reid? I dedicated my whole life to my precious Carol.
Yes. Even her name is just a part of yours.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. How dare...
Speak to me, Carolyn. Why do you behave like...
I don't know.
Do you realize Carol is a person? Not a toy.
Carol and I are perfectly...
If no one stops you, you will kill her.
How dare you? I carried Carol inside of me for 9 months. You men can't understand the bond between a mother and her child.
Do you need my...
Oh, yes,
I'm just doing...
perhaps.
Goodbye for...
Dr. Reid, I am glad.
Good evening.
My mother or...
Is it true?
Yes, it's true. I try to behave. I really do.
Why would you be...
It's like I can't help getting under my mother's feet.
When exactly did...
Ever since I was little.
You need to...
That's a lie. She has always taken good care of me. She only gets irritated when I get under her feet. It's my fault.
Yes, Carol. Your mother believes she loves you as much as you're convinced she loves you. But you are both trapped in a
What are you saying?
Your mother...
No. My mum loves me and only wants the...
Do you need my...
Oh, please.
Don't be shy.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, Carol.
Oh, I am sorry. I can't help you, sir. Perhaps you should talk with someone else instead.
Okay.
This is no place for you, sir.
Safer places to be than here. It's a leech! God walks with me!
Alright, so where is that Here it is. Okay, in the meantime, let me end this episode over here and see you next time.